Joining us from Washington is Jennifer Abercorn, healthcare reporter for Politico. Thanks for joining us, Jennifer.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this. The Supreme Court has accepted two cases in regards to small businesses and religious expression. Tell us about these cases and how they made it to the Supreme Court.
Well, they made it to the Supreme Court because one of the cases the Obama administration lost. The 10th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that Hobby Lobby, the craft chain store, didn't have to follow this provision of the health law that required them to provide contraception in their plans. So the Obama administration asked the Supreme Court to take up the case.
And so why do you think the Supreme Court is accepting the case?
Well, the Obama administration asked, so that's a significant factor. But also there's almost 100 of these cases that challenge this provision that are working their way up through the court system, and the Supreme Court had to decide the issue because the circuit courts, the lower courts, were split on whether this was valid or not.
So if it is ultimately determined that the business owner's religious freedoms, religious rights, trump the right of the employee to have contraceptives paid for by the healthcare plan, what would be the repercussions for that?
That would mean that these companies, in this case Hobby Lobby and Conestoga Wood, a Pennsylvania furniture maker, would be able to say that they don't want to provide this contraception, and their employees would not have access to it through their employee health care plan.
So what do you expect the next debate over Obamacare to be about?
Well, assuming the website comes together at the end of the month, which is what the Obama administration promises, one of the big things to watch for early next year is how people like their insurance plans. If when they go to the doctor for the first time on their plan, whether they like that experience, they think it's a fair copay, for instance, and whether they can go to the doctor or the hospital that they want.
Many Republicans have been taking shots at Obamacare since its inception. How are they reacting to this new bone of contention?
They really wanted the Supreme Court to take up this case, and they're hoping the court will strike down this provision, say that it's invalid. Well, that would only strike a small piece of the law on the whole. They feel like that would just bolster their argument that this is a bad law and should be repealed.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to jump on it for sure. Let's switch back over to the website that has had this trouble to roll out. Its deadline is supposed to be this Saturday to have all the bugs fixed. Can we expect to have a flawless website by Saturday?
No, I don't think it's going to be flawless, and even the administration says that this November 30th deadline was not a deadline in which the site was going to be working perfectly. They said it'd be working for the vast majority of users, and they've never quite defined what that is. I think we can expect the site will work more smoothly for some people, but we're definitely going to see some who are still facing problems. I don't think the administration ever wants to say, mission accomplished, this is completely done, because, with technology, there's always a chance that something could go wrong.
Yeah, so true. You never know what sort of bugs are hiding in the software. And the other big issue has been the fact that people who have insurance, whether they pay for it themselves, and now we're hearing about people who get insurance through their employer, are finding that their insurance policies are being canceled because of the Obamacare law. Where are we with that? Even Democrats were upset with the president over that.
Well, the Obama administration has said that states and state insurance commissioners can decide that they want to allow insurance companies to kind of keep the plans that they had in 2013 and allow people to stay on them in 2014. Some states have decided to do this. Some states have decided they don't want to do it, but many are undecided still. And it's really a state decision at this point, but also an insurance company decision. I mean, if insurers don't want to continue to do this, they're going to have some unhappy customers, but they find it's a difficult business decision to kind of go back and say, sorry, you got that cancellation notice. We're going to undo that, and you can go back on your plan now. So at the end of the day, I'm not sure how many of those customers are actually going to get the previous insurance they had back.
It's getting more and more complicated. Jennifer Abercorn, healthcare reporter for Politico, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.